First on this Friday evening, we begin with breaking news at 5 o'clock. Former Metro Police Detective Brett Hankison, in prison for his role in the Breonna Taylor case, is now getting out of prison, at least for now. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for this developing story at 5. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. A U.S. Court of Appeals ruled that Hankison can be released while he appeals his case. Now, a federal jury convicted Hankison of violating Breonna Taylor's civil rights during the police shooting at her home in March of 2020.
Hankison, the only Metro officer involved in the raid that night to see prison time. After the trial in November of 2024, the prosecution argued for a one-day sentence. Judge Rebecca Grady Jennings sentencing him to 33 months in prison. Hankison appealed his case back in August and reported to a federal prison in New Jersey just a couple of months ago in October.
In their order, the judges addressed Hankison's concerns for his own safety, referencing threats that have required he be moved to special housing. They also write that he is neither a flight risk nor a danger to the community.
Now to our other top story for you at 5. One man is in the hospital after an early morning shooting off Bardstown Road. A police officer also fired his weapon in this incident.
Earlier today, an LMPD spokesperson told us that they don't know yet whose bullet hit a man driving by as part of two vehicles firing weapons at each other.
Now, the incident started around 12:30 this morning when two officers had pulled over another driver in a traffic stop. And this all happened. They pulled him over in the Krispy Kreme parking lot of the Gardner Lane Shopping Center right there on Bardstown Road. Police say they then heard gunshots coming from two cars driving right by. A black Tahoe and an SUV were traveling north on Bardstown Road. Officers say it looked like the two were fighting with each other.
Now, WHAS11 talked to LMPD's Matt Sanders today, who said the cars were ordered to stop, but someone in the vehicle shot their gun at the same time an LMPD officer fired his. The SUV driver immediately drove off, but officers noticed the Tahoe driver was shot in both arms. That man was taken to U of L hospital and will survive, we're told, but LMPD doesn't know if it was the officer's bullet that hit the man. And LMPD is asking anyone with information in this case to contact the anonymous tip line, that number 574 LMPD. Today, new information on the cleanup in the wake of that deadly UPS plane crash. Here's an update from Metro Emergency Management by the numbers. Now, first, phase 3 cleanup means expanded business hours for those that are working in the crash site area. Businesses now have access from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. Roadblocks remain in place nearest the crash site. Within 3 hours of the plane crash, Metro Safe 911 received a total of 1,422 calls. That's a 139% increase compared to a normal day. The Community Resource Center closed December 12th, and in total, more than 300 people visited seeking help.
Right here at 5, the battle isn't over yet for JCPS focused Kentucky law struck down by the Kentucky Supreme Court this week.
Senate Bill 1 would have shifted power from the JCPS board to the school superintendent. The court ruled it unconstitutional, but we're learning that may not be the final word.
Our Isaiah Kim Martinez explains what this means for you and your families.
Republican State Representative Jason Nemes of Middletown believes JCPS would be performing better if the superintendent had more authority in day-to-day decisions and the school board less.
The school board is incompetent. They don't have their priorities in order. And so we're trying to change the process where we can make better decisions.
It's why he says state Republicans are not taking no for an answer.
So we're not going to let the court stop us.
Just a day after Kentucky Supreme Court struck down the state law that would have allowed the JCPS superintendent to do more without board approval, Nemes says there are plans to pass a similar bill with tweaks that he thinks will hold up.
One of the things that the justices wanted to know was the reasoning of the changes that we made that just applied to JCPS. And so we'll show the reasoning. They can't govern their finances. They can't educate our children. And I think we'll also probably apply it to Fayette County school board to make sure that we get around this.
What is your response to hearing that this is going to be a renewed effort next year?
I'm curious if the response from Mr. Nemes or from anybody in Frankfort is going to be a power play. They're angry with the court because they lost this decision.
JCPS board member James Craig applauds the court's decision and says having broad oversight over the district's daily decisions is why the board is elected to begin with.
Given our current budget crisis inside of the district, should we be vesting more spending authority in a single person, or should we have it? Should we retain it with an organization that can oversee it?
The legislation Nemes is pitching is expected to be filed in 2026, what will be a big year for JCPS, with Superintendent Brian Yearwood set to give his budget proposal in January, amid a nearly $200 million budget deficit.
Well, he's made no bones about it, Isaiah, that they have been following JCPS, sort of targeting them, then backing off threats in the past. We've followed this, no question about it. How's this going to play out next year? Is their ultimate target to try to take over JCPS or break it up into districts still?
The word that Jason Nemes uses is right-size the district. He says he gets a lot of comments every time he hears or viewers hear him use those words. He says that is not, in his words, going to be a next year thing. He says he's promised, of course, Superintendent Yearwood that he would essentially give him a bit of a grace period. At least he will not be the catalyst on something like that, is what he said. But he did say there will be other JCPS-related policy. He didn't give specifics, but that'll be coming next year as well, like it always does.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Well, meantime, in other JCPS news, today is the deadline to apply to a JCPS school for the 2026-27 school year. All new students entering kindergarten and those new to JCPS are required to apply, and you can apply on the JCPS website.
Well, welcome back to winter for one day, folks. It's going to change once again. It's nice and chilly today, and the winds were really up.
They really were. Austin, is it going to get any better this weekend? A little warmer, maybe?
Oh, yeah, it'll be warmer this weekend. It'll still be pretty breezy throughout your Saturday, but not to the level of yesterday, not even close. And today, the wind is a problem because of how cold it was, with the wind chill making it feel a lot colder. And that's what we're going to be dealing with through the rest of the night, is the chilly and breezy conditions. What's next is the mild, dry, and breezy weekend we have on the way. And then we are talking the Christmas forecast, the rather warm, oddly warm Christmas forecast. It's still breezy out there, up to 13 miles per hour sustained here in Louisville. We're seeing wind gusts up to about 15 miles per hour in Carrollton. And with the temperatures out there, it makes it feel quite a bit colder. We're in the mid-30s here in the metro, and that's pretty much the case across the board, though portions of southern Indiana dropping down to the freezing level. Satellite radar are clear, though, and that's why we're going to cool down to the 20s tonight. Details on the Christmas week coming up in my full forecast.
Austin, thank you. It's a new beginning for inmates at the Clark County Jail. They can officially call themselves graduates today after completing a construction apprenticeship with the help of IV Tech Sellersburg. That program launched in 2023 with a simple goal: to build a new workforce pipeline, reduce chances for relapse, and offer a second chance at life. After this cohort, 168 inmates will have been successfully OSHA certified, and 80 will have been trained in VR construction. Austin Wilson had special training in the VR component where he used a headset.
It was challenging at first for someone that's, not really used it too often, but once acquiring how to use the tool, it's pretty neat.
New grads are also eligible to join the Carpenters Union after their release.
Today, Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg and volunteers are at Shawnee Park putting the finishing touches on the One West Winter Wonderland. We had a live interview about this last night right here at 5:30. The free drive-through holiday experience features more than 200,000 LED lights, and it opens tonight. The annual event, hosted by community nonprofit One West, runs through the weekend. It's designed to bring holiday magic to families across Louisville's West End. Again, if you'd like to attend One West Winter Wonderland, it's at Shawnee Park in West Louisville beginning tonight on this winter night. It's going to warm up, as you just heard, through Sunday. It's a free drive-through from 6 to 10 p.m. each night. A big important part of this, the cars, you need to line up first at 45th and Broadway, then you'll head into the park.